This video is not intended for you to substitute or add into your own training. Please get a professional to look over your specific needs before taking any of this information into your own daily activity. This video is for my clients to help give them a better understanding on what their body might be going through at said time and why I program the way that I program. Now, there's many different scenarios and things that can come into consideration that I'm not going to go into depth with. You should end this video with at least the knowledge to know why the things are happening in your body when you are focusing on said areas. I will be breaking these videos down into 3 different categories so that you can watch the short form and get specific information tailored to what you might be going through or the information that you're looking for. And there will be the main video, which will have it all out in its entirety, that you can watch start to finish to get all of the information without breaking. Before we go into the triangle that I've drawn up here, I'm going to focus on the X and Y axes. So starting at the 0 point here, if we're going up towards the cardio side, we're enhancing our cardiovascular fitness, or that should be the main goal. If we're going across the other axis here, we're focusing on strength or hypertrophy of the skeletal muscles for our body. Now, let's say that you don't strength train and you don't do any cardio yourself. No matter what somatotype you are, whether you are skinny and you're wanting to put on size, whether you are overweight and you're wanting to shrink yourself down, or whether you're generally a fit looking guy like the mesomorphs and you just want to change and get a little bit smaller or bigger. We're going to focus on resistance training in this video. Hopefully you've watched the previous ones and you have your nutrition in check for whatever it is that your goal requires. From here, we're going to add in a 2-day-a-week weights program within the gym. That's going to be the base of our resistance training. First thing to bring up that I also mentioned in the cardiovascular fitness video is that when stress on the body increases, it means our nutrition has to magnify, meaning we need more micronutrients, we need more macronutrients. Our daily caloric requirements rises. We have to hit that, otherwise we fall into the same scenario as when the nutrition wasn't right with the cardio output. Let me go through that for you. Now at first, I'm noticing I'm getting stronger quickly. I started not being able to get down into a full depth squat. I couldn't overhead press. I got 0 on the 7-stage sit-up test. I'm now up to a level 1 on the 7-stage sit-up test. I can now get into a full depth squat. So I've gained that full body mobility there. My lats are loosened up, my shoulders are stronger, and all the other supporting muscles of the upper body, along with my core, that I can now overhead press as well. Everything's going in the right direction. I start to increase my volume. So I start strength training and the volume slowly begins to come up. Now, just like in the cardio video before, this is where with specific set training, as the volume increases, we start to sort of go into this cardio stage. You cannot increase a stress in one of these 2 areas alone without it pushing into the other area a bit. And with time and specific repetitions in whichever alteration we made, that will determine how far into the cardio area we go when we're focusing on gym, or like the previous video showed, how far into strength training we go when we're focusing on our cardiovascular fitness. Back to the analogy. So we're a couple of months in, I'm starting to notice some strength gains in all those areas I mentioned before. I'm then increasing and I'm adding on a day. So now my volume's really starting to go up. This is where my heart and lungs are getting a little bit more active during my strength training. I'm now here and I haven't adjusted my nutrition at all. Just like on the cardiovascular side of things, I'm noticing the scales going down, my midline's probably getting a little leaner. I'm still putting on a little bit of strength, but I'm not quite improving at the rate that I was improving at the start. It still looks like I'm heading in the right direction, right? This is where people can get this wrong. Because of that calorie gap, same as with the cardiovascular video, I'm not providing my body with the daily requirements for it to complete all of the functions it needs to. Therefore, my immune system's going to drop, When the cold and flu season comes around, it increases my chances of catching that. It also increases my chances of injury or strain of a muscle or fatigue. It impacts my mood and my performance in other areas of my daily activity. This is where nutrition should always be the first standpoint to get right. Without it, we're always going to come across these issues. Now, your nutrition's been good. You're scaling it up as you increase your volume within the gym, in your training, and you're getting some real serious gains. Your cardiovascular fitness still increases while we're focusing on strength or hypertrophy, depending on the goal, because of either shorter rest periods between sets, increased duration of muscle tension. This is all stress provided to the body within a gym, but the heart rate is increasing because of the stimulus that you are providing it. The bodies that we see in magazines that we aspire to look like, those ripped, lean, shredded guys and girls, probably don't do as much cardio as we think they are. Their time is focused around in the gym, and what they have done is they've just got their training volume and their nutrition in line to ensure that their eating isn't going too far over or too far under their body's daily needs, and they're also getting the specific repetitions that their body needs to improve whatever it is that they want to improve.